Good morning, Instagram. I hope you are well. Good morning, everybody else. What have we got running now? We've got good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Periscope. Good morning, Twitter. Good morning, everybody, wherever you are watching from. It is lovely to see you today. Thank you so much for joining me. So today's session, again, I am speaking about the updates for coronavirus and UK business and what that looks like. Do give me a hello in the comments if you are with me. Let me know you are here, and I'm just going to get the page that has my notes on it so that I can make sure that I'm updating you on everything. Do let me know that you are here. Do give me a hello in the comments. Let me know that you can see and hear me all right. Oh, Holly's asking about my view on lockdown. Holly, I will cover that off as well. Me branding you. Good morning from London. Good morning, me branding you. I am up in the Scottish borders, about 20 miles south of Edinburgh. So good morning to you. I hope the sun is shining with you guys as much as it is here this morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Hey, Facebook, I can see I have Facebook user coming through, which annoys me a little bit that I haven't managed to work out how to sort that on my multi-stream, that I can't see who that is, but I think it's somebody in the Uncover Wealth community. So if that is you, thank you. I appreciate it. I will come back and say hello to you once I figure out your name after this stream is over. So today I am speaking about the updates for UK businesses at this point in time. As we know, things are joining all the time. Things are changing all the time. So we want to make sure that as much up-to-date information gets to you as is possible. So I can see everyone that's hopping on. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Do give me a hello if you are joining live. I would love to know who is watching. I can see we've got people hopping on every platform. So do give me a hello if that is you. We've got Olive from the States who's saying she's about to go to bed. We are up here in the UK. So this session is about UK business and then the support for coronavirus and the updates that have been happening with that. So there's a few things that I want to cover with you guys today. Do give me a hello in the comments if you're joining. I can see lots of people starting to hop online. So please do let me know that you are watching. So one update that we have is, in all honesty, it's a pretty grim one, to be honest. We found out over the weekend that in March, 21,000 more UK businesses failed in March 2020 compared to the previous year. That's really crazy difference. That's actually a 70% increase in business failure year on year for the same month in the previous year. Now, coupled with that, there was actually the number of newly registered companies decreased by 23%. So overall, in March 2020, we actually had more companies fail, more companies essentially die than were created, which is a really incredible and quite significant. It's very significant that this has happened. There's an argument that coronavirus came off the back of Brexit. Some companies were already struggling with Brexit and people were slightly more, hi everyone, good morning. Companies were already struggling with what had occurred off the back of Brexit, with higher uncertainty in the marketplace, with people being a bit more wary about what they were spending on during that sort of Brexit time period. Then we only had a month and a half, and then we kicked off into coronavirus. And we've seen, unfortunately, a real massive increase in the number of company failures. And as I said, teamed with that, significantly less people starting business as well. A real shame for the UK economy, quite frankly, that we're seeing that. And in all honesty, it's quite upsetting for business and for our economy that has occurred. So, doing all that you can in order to keep your business going, to identify how you can generate revenue at this time, to identify how you can make sure that you have lean spending as possible is going to be really important. And for some people, of course, any revenue generation is a crazy idea. They're just not able to generate revenue at all. But for some other businesses, there are some ways that you might manage. There are some things that you might manage to do to forward book, for example, or to, be doing marketing to people who are on your list. There can be some stuff for some industries that is going to generate you some revenue, that is going to get some money coming in. I can see Walter James Photography kind of laughing at my suggestion of generating revenue. And I understand, Walter, that's incredibly challenging for many, many businesses and just not possible for a large number of industries. But for some industries, it is possible. And it is if you kind of tweak things a little bit and slightly alter the way that you're working, particularly at this time. For some industries, it may be possible. I understand that for yours, you may not be able to get forward bookings or anything like that. And I completely understand that. I do have a couple of clients who are photographers, so I completely understand that position that you might be in with that. So that is the first thing I wanted to share. Pretty dismal news, in all honesty. And it does not bode well for the economy and for when we come out of this either, which is the worrying point. The next thing I want to share with you is around the coronavirus business interruption loan scheme. I'm just going to take a drink of my tea though, because I've got a bit of a croaky voice this morning. Oh, Walter's saying that his fingers touched his phone. He didn't mean to laugh. Fair enough. That's fine. Good stuff. Lovely. So let's see what we've got coming through. If we've got any questions, if you do have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. I would love to answer those. So please do let me know. I saw I had one from Holly as well, which I will cover that. Holly, if you wish. So I will cover my views on the lockdown situation. We've got next. I want to cover the loan scheme. CBILS, as it's being termed, the Coronavirus Business Interruption Loan Scheme. Andrew Bailey, who's a governor from the Bank of England, said that he wants the loan scheme extended to 100% covered by the government. At the moment, for those of you that are not quite sure, 80% of the loan is underwritten by the government, which means that in the event of default, the banks are covered 80% from the government. If the business should fail, it's not just a standard default. It's if the business should fail, the 80% will be covered by the government for the banks. 20% remains the bank's liability in that, and the bank would be treated as a creditor in a liquidation in that instance. What Andrew Bailey has said, and he is amongst many others who have also chipped in with this, and they have said that they want it to be guaranteed up to 100%. Many people are now coming up and saying we want it to be guaranteed to 100% to speed up the loan coming out. Now, we've heard that the government are actually warming to this idea. They are warming to it. And Andrew Bailey incidentally suggested that perhaps it would only be done for loans under £25,000. Now, I know that some banks are saying you're not able to loan below £25,000, but that was not actually ever said by government. That's the banks that were putting that in place. So Andrew Bailey has suggested for under £25,000 loans, perhaps we go to 100% underwritten by the government. The government is said to be warming to the idea, but they are still worried about fraud from companies who were already unviable before this. So this has been a whole big thing, is that if your business was deemed by the bank to not be viable before this, then you're not able to get a loan, because the purpose of this loan is not to save a business that was failing before. Basically, that's where they're coming from with that. The purpose is to save a business that is failing as a result of coronavirus, not that was previously not in a good place and previously unviable for funding. So, going to this 100%, it still leaves that problem. And that's the big issue that the government have on this. I suspect we might see movement on it, in all honesty. There's been a lot of calls for this 100%, and I suspect that we might see some movement on that. So that's worth watching out for. It's kind of a watch this space on that one. Let me see if I've got any questions coming through as well. Let's have a look. Thank you all for joining. I can see a number of you joining. Somebody's asking, Mochi asks, am I bored in quarantine? In all honesty, no, I'm not at all. For a number of reasons, I suppose. I'm quite introverted anyway, so I don't mind being at home. I work from home most of the time anyway. I do have a separate office out with the house, but I rarely go. I usually always work from home. My team will work from home. So we're very much used to working from home and virtual working. And in all honesty, with what we're doing, we are busier than ever. So we've got lots and lots to do in terms of work. So we're very busy. The only difficult thing is at the weekends when we can do less stuff with the kids. So, for me, no, I'm not bored at home at all. I don't have, it sounds a bit crazy. I don't really have the time to be bored. I'm still very, very busy. So, no, not bored at home for me. Somebody who's saying, Holly is saying, do I think June? Hard to say, Holly. I don't think it'll be completely over by June. Potentially, we might see some easing of restrictions, but I personally don't think we'll be completely out by June as well. I cannot pronounce your username. I think it's Educator is saying that the banks really ought to give a little back. They were bailed out. Yeah, I mean, that's the view of many people is, hang on, the taxpayers rescued you. Is there a quid pro quo thing here going on? So yeah, that is absolutely the view. Hi, Frank from Florida. Thank you so much for joining me. We're speaking about UK businesses and the support for coronavirus at the moment. We've spoken about the unfortunate failure rate of businesses at the moment, and people not setting up new ones, understandably so at this point in time. And we've spoken about Andrew Bailey, governor from the Bank of England, and his view on the loans and what the government are saying about those as well. I also want to cover off, I've had a number of people say to me, what if I'm an employer and I cannot pay my payroll on its due date because I'm waiting for the furlough payments to come through? Now, the system for furlough has opened this morning. The system to claim furlough payments for your employees or for yourself if you're choosing to furlough as a director opened at 8 a.m. this morning. We have had the team on it, busy getting everything logged for our clients. I've had some screenshots through, but seems to be looking okay at the moment. I will update you later in the day as to what our experience with that has been as well, so that you know what that looks like too. But it's very early in the day, of course. It's only just started. We've only just started trying to get them processed and all that kind of stuff. So I will let you know later in the day how that process is going. But that process opened this morning. If you're watching on Facebook, I put the links how to access that in my profile and in the Uncover Wealth Community Facebook group as well. If you are watching on some other platforms, I will be uploading the links on how to access that after this session as well. So you'll have access to that link so that you can submit your furlough applications if you have not already started, or it's not already on a second screen or a side screen on your device that you are watching this on, and you are wanting to submit furlough. If you use an agent, it is that they will be doing the submission for you. Worth checking with them if you have not already done so. Also worth checking, many accountants I hear are charging for submissions of furlough. It will take us a length of time to submit. You have to upload a whole lot of new data, all that kind of stuff. So it will be time consuming. Many accountants are actually charging for that. Now, we are not charging our clients for that service, but many are. I've heard the region of £50 to £75 per furlough application. So if your accountant is submitting it for you, worth checking with them whether they are charging you for that, and if so, how much, or whether you are getting that as part of an all-inclusive service that you might already have with them. As I say, most accountants do seem to be charging for it. We are not, but most are. So just so you know on that. It opened this morning. It remains to be seen if it stays standing all day. It will be a very interesting test. The government has got this system up and running and in place within a month, which, for any IT tech build is quite incredible. In reality, I know it's been too slow coming for many, many people, but it is quite amazing how fast it has got up there. For anyone who's even, commissioned a basic website will know that it often takes longer than that. And this is a very big system, which is also allowing payouts, which is something that never gets done under the PAYE scheme before, which is why it's been so challenging to do. So up and running today. As I say, if you are following me on Facebook, I've already sent out the links in Facebook for that, and I will do that on the other platforms after this as well. So what if employers cannot pay the payroll waiting on the furlough payments to come in? So what HMRC have said is they expect 6 working days, your payment to take 6 working days to get to you, because it has to go through fraud checks. And then there's bank clearing potentially, depending on your bank. So if you have to pay out payroll before you get your furlough payment in, which may very well happen for many businesses, if you have a last Friday of the month pay date, that will possibly happen, okay? So if you have a last Friday of the month pay date, you may very well not receive the payroll money in by then. If that is you, there's one of 2 things that can happen. HMRC have said that's one of the reasons why they have given a VAT deferral, is so that companies can hold on to cash for things like this at the moment. So that is one option potentially for you, depending on the size of funds we are talking about. The other option is to have a discussion with your employees. Furlough anyway is basically a change of employment contract, and as such, things are open to discussion, which means that you do protect your employees. We're not going to get the money through till Monday or Tuesday. We're going to have to wait to pay you then. Now, that's going to be very, very difficult. Because of course your employees need their funds as well for their own bills and for their own payments. So either way, it's going to be incredibly challenging to balance this off. But those are basically your only options that are open to you for paying out the payroll, when you need to. It's not the best answer in the world, but those are the options that we have. For those of you that are joining me, I've not even introduced myself. If you do not know who I am and you are new to my lives, my name is Annette Ferguson. I'm CEO of Annette & Co, UK-based accounting firm. I am a chartered accountant and certified Profit First professional. I am going live every day, Monday to Friday, every weekday, with updates on the current status of UK support coronavirus, what that looks like for businesses at the moment. So this is my live session today. Tomorrow's live session will be at 11 a.m. On all the platforms. So whichever platform you are watching this on, I will be here at 11 a.m. again tomorrow. Again, with more updates on where everything is. I expect to have an update tomorrow as well about how the furlough submissions are going. I expect to be able to share a lot of that with you tomorrow too. I can see my team are actually sending me updates as we speak on that. So that is exciting. Kat's saying it's not opened yet. It's due to open at 8 this morning, and I can see that my team are kind of logging in and stuff. They sent me some login screenshots, Kat, so might be worth having a look at that again. I can see that that's actually happening just now. They're speaking about uploading CSVs, and they're sending me screenshots. So they're definitely logged in and making some submissions, Kat. So it might be worth you checking on that situation. If you're not managing to get in. Great. Any questions coming through from anyone? Does anyone have any questions? Frank is saying, do I have services for USA clients? Frank, I don't do anything around coronavirus support for USA clients. I have a few things that we do for USA clients. We do financial coaching for clients who are not in the UK. And in some instances, we do bits of bookkeeping and bits of internal financial reporting as well, Frank. So if you are interested in any of that, you can arrange a call with me. You can, I will give you the link and you can arrange a fitting call. Or you can go to my website. You can go to annetteandco.co.uk, and in the right-hand side, there is a big button that says book a call. So you can click on there. So if you go to annetteandco.co.uk, you can book a call with me, see if we're a good fit for each other, see how we can work together. That doesn't just go for Frank on Periscope who's asking that question. Of course, it goes for anyone who is who wants to have a discussion about how we might support their business. You can head over to there and book that call and do that too. Thank you for asking, Frank. I appreciate that. So those are basically my updates for today. As I said, I will send you out, I will do a session on what this system looks like in any platform I can, with some screenshots and that kind of thing. I'm not quite sure how I can do that on TikTok. I don't know if I can screen share. I'm going to have to work that out. I might do that in a post with just some green screen effects and stuff, so you can see on that TikTok. So watch out for that. Give me a follow so that you can come back and check out my my feed on there. I may also actually on Instagram do some screenshots in feed as well. So again, if you are watching on Instagram, do come and give me a follow so that you can come back and then have a look at those screenshots and stuff that are going to happen. I will also share those out, of course, on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, I will probably do a video for YouTube as well. If you're watching on Periscope, again, I'm not quite sure how I do screenshots. I might have to try and work that out. But if you are on Periscope or Twitter, you can, of course, check my Twitter account, and I will share it out on there as well. So I hope that covers everywhere that I'm speaking. I think it does. Any more questions from anybody? Anything else that you are wondering about? Anything else you're unsure about? Oh, I do have another point actually that somebody raised that I do want to cover. So somebody did ask me, is it okay for a director to take a pay rise whilst furloughed? The answer is technically yes, you can take a pay rise whilst you're furloughed, but it won't affect your furlough payment. If you're a director who has furloughed, then you are not able to do any work in the business. All you are able to do is in relation to statutory filings, nothing else. Anybody who tells you anything else does not have up-to-date information. You are only allowed to do things in relation to statutory filings. You're not allowed to communicate with clients. You are not allowed to promote your business on social media. You're not allowed to speak to vendors. You're not allowed to do any of it. It's only in relation to statutory filings. That's the only thing you can do as a director whilst furloughed. As I say, anyone who's telling you anything else does not have up-to-date information. This was signed into legislation on the 15th of April, so 5 days ago now. It was very clear what is allowed to happen whilst you're on furlough as a director and what is not. And if in doubt, the answer is no, you can't do it whilst you're in furlough as a director, in all honesty. So can you take a pay rise whilst in furlough as a director? The short answer is yes, you can. I mean, it won't affect your furlough payment because your furlough payment goes off the 28th of February payroll, or if you submit the payroll between the 28th of February and the 19th of March, it will probably go on that one, but it goes off your start payroll. So yes, you can give yourself a pay rise. You can only claim the 80% as at the 28th of February payroll. And but you can top up, of course, when you are furloughed. So you can pay yourself up to the 100% of your payroll. So if you're going to give yourself a pay rise whilst furloughed, you would claim the 80% as at February, be able to claim the government, then top up to your new payroll level as a payment from the business to yourself, and you'd include that 80% coming out via the company as well. So you can do it, but there's no benefit in terms of the amount that you can receive from government, but you may just want to do that anyway for your own financials. Other people will listen to that and think, that is crazy. I have no money in my company. Why would anyone be considering that? And I completely understand if that is you as well, but some people have been asking me that question, so I did want to cover that off. Let me see if I have any more questions coming through. If you are watching this and we are not already connected, please do come and give me a follow, a like, a connection request, whatever that is, depending on whatever platform it is you are on, so that you know next time I am live, so that you know next time I'm sharing information that is going to be helpful and supportive of you. Hello, Omar. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Chloe. Thank you for joining me. I can see we've got Mandy. Hello. Thank you. I really appreciate when you guys come on and say hello as well. Kat says she's going to check out the platform again. Yeah, please do, Kat, because as I say, I can see on my other screen, I have Slack open and I can see some screenshots being sent through from the team. So do try and do that. Mochi's saying thank you. You are welcome, Mochi. No problem at all. Who else is asking any questions? Let me check. I think we're good. Let's see. Sorry, I am just checking everything. You are welcome. Everyone's saying thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So I think I have answered all the questions. I think we've got everything that has come through. If you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. As I say, I am back live again on all these platforms tomorrow at 11 a.m. I think it is. Let me quickly double check my calendar. Yes, it is tomorrow at 11 a.m. UK. I am back on TikTok, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, my Facebook business page, my Facebook personal page, and in the Uncover Wealth community, my Facebook community. If you're not already in the Uncover Wealth community, please do come in. It's a great place. It's where I share out everything first. So anything I hear of, as soon as I hear of it, I'm popping it in there before I pop it in anywhere else. So do come into the Uncover Wealth community. We also have a training happening in there tomorrow. I put out a poll about what people want an in-depth training on tomorrow. Now, last I checked last night, it was going to be Profit First for personal finances. Unless that has changed overnight, that is what I will be covering off tomorrow. So whatever platform you are on, you can come and join me in Facebook in the Uncover Wealth community. Either go into Facebook and search it in the search bar, or if you are on any other platform, it will be in the URL link that I have in my bio. Click on that, and one of the buttons in there will be the Uncover Wealth community. So please do come and join me. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. I appreciate your time. I hope this has been useful for you. Have a good day. Have a good week. And I will speak to you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.